past Saturday night, January 25th, Mikey Garcia put his WBO super featherweight title and his undefeated streak up against live dog Juan Carlos Burgos of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Many asked why Burgos was getting a shot at a title when both of his last fights ended up in a draw. Here's the thing. One of those two draws was against Rocky Martinez for the WBO super featherweight title. It was an unpopular decision because many feel Burgos clearly won that fight. Rocky Martinez went on to fight Mikey Garcia and ended up getting knocked out in that fight. And now Burgos gets his second shot at the WBO title. Unfortunately, this time around, Burgos was outboxed by a more skilled fighter in 12 rounds, losing by unanimous decision. This fight was not a thriller. No KO. A lot of boxing instead of brawling was showcased on a network, HBO, who likes to promote quote-unquote exciting fights, and they do go out of their way to push their agenda, which is a boxing match is not exciting unless there's a KO or a brawl in the ring. The fight at the end drew a lot of boos from the crowd, but I'll stop there. To give us his opinion on the fight as well as other insight, Ruben Diaz from the BoxingTribune.com/theconcretejungle.com is here with us this morning. Ruben, good morning. I've talked enough. Now give us your thoughts on Mexican-American boxer Mikey Garcia's performance this past Saturday night against Juan Carlos Burgos. Let's go.
Basically, notes on Mikey is that we all know that he starts a bit slow and he's methodical and studies his opponent in the early rounds, and that's exactly what he did against Burgos. And I think Mikey looks for holes and mistakes to exploit, and in that sense, he's not your typical Mexican or Mexican-American fighter. He's more of a boxer puncher, and uses his brain a lot more in the ring, and is very patient, which is, kind of the opposite of the traditional Mexican or Mexican-American fighter. So he's definitely a bit different in that regard, and but that's also what makes him good, because he's not just walking straight forward, walking into punches. He's very cautious and he knows what he's doing, and he's very confident inside of the ring. Still, I think he's on a learning curve, and he's going into his prime. He's 26 years old still, so...
All right, Ruben, let me stop you there. I don't mean to cut you off, but we have to talk about this. We have to touch this topic. Was the crowd right for booing Mikey Garcia for boxing and not brawling? What do you think he could have done against Burgos to finish him early? Or did Mikey fight the right fight against the taller opponent?
I think that, fans booing there towards the end of the fight had no reason to do that, if you're a boxing fan, purist or not, and I don't even know why that fight was made in New York City, but that's besides the point. Things that he can work on, I think he could do a better job of cutting off the ring. He's great at using his jab to find a home for the right hand, and even against guys that are a lot taller than him, just like he showed against Juan Carlos Burgos. I think he needed to go more to the body against Burgos. I mean, he went to the body against Rocky Martinez, and that's how he ended that fight. So I think mixing it up more as far as going to the body, and then that'll open up the head. He needs to do that more. But then again, you got to consider it's hard to put away a guy like Juan Carlos Burgos, who's never been knocked down in his entire career. And it's sad to say, but a lot of people don't realize a fighter like Burgos, this was his third shot at a world title, coming up short, lost almost every round. And this is still how they preserve their boxing career, by not getting knocked out. And that actually is seen as an incentive for matchmakers, how long a guy can last in the ring for, if he's going to become a gatekeeper or whatnot. But that is a factor into a fight like that, and why, it almost looked like he was just in survival mode towards the end of the fight, which is unfortunate because the fans obviously want to see blood, want to see a knockout. But at the same time, it's not always going to happen, and especially with a guy that you have in front of you like Juan Carlos Burgos, and that's just the reality of the fight game.
Thank you, Ruben, for the insight. Remember, you can follow Ruben on Twitter at RDSBoxing. Again, at RDSBoxing. You can follow us on Twitter too, at the K Jungle, which is also our Instagram account name. And if you're on lunch and you like this video, please subscribe and share this video to help the machine grow. My name is Sergio Aguilar, Blue Mercury, and thank you for watching. Brah!